It's
Happy
first
New Year's.
episode of 2021.
First episode 2021. We're actually recording January 1st. How
Yeah.
exciting.
How was your New Year's Eve?
Real good. we were actually going to do the classic celebrate Saskatchewan New Year's at 11 o'clock and go to bed. My girlfriend had to work early this morning. But she also worked late last night, so by the time we made supper, blah, 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 it was already like 11:50. We're like, okay, well,
Might as well stay awake.
we'll stay up 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Oh,
you,
that's
buddy?
good.
You're an hour behind, so it was like
I
1
know.
o'clock for us.
We were getting lots of texts like, oh, Happy
Yeah.
New Year and Happy New Year. It's like, oh, well, it's 11
It's
o'clock.
11.
How's
That's funny.
2021? How's it feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good night, though. Had fun.
Cool, yeah.
Just hung out, the two of us, so...
I think one of the coolest things about this pandemic, or one of the positives that I guess you could draw, is just all of the cool FaceTime group chat things that are going on. Like over the holidays, we've been playing dice over FaceTime with some family members, and then you're talking about New Year's Eve. You guys were like grouped FaceTiming a bunch of people, and that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's things like usually you'd get together with people, but again, with the group FaceTime, you're talking to people who are a lot farther away that you might not have got together with.
Yeah, no,
But-
I guess you got a point, but
But it also sucks that you can't get
Yeah.
together with people. Anyways, what do you got for us today? You told me you had some interesting
Yeah.
stories.
I am always the one telling the stories.
Yeah, you're a good storyteller. I got some stories, and we'll get to
Terrible
them maybe in
storyteller.
future episodes. I
Okay.
definitely have some stories.
Well, it was about this time last year.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a little earlier. It was earlier in December.
Okay.
But was plowing off the dugout with the quad,
Yeah,
making a skating rink.
I remember that.
Yeah, so got a big dugout. Took the
Huge.
quad out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I plowed a rink, and then you came out and like plowed an oval and some little racetracks and stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I was just super excited about because ever since I heard of and started watching Red Bull Crashed Ice,
Mm-hmm.
that was just such a cool concept to me because we've like skated our whole lives. And then when we got into snowboarding, kind of like racing on snowboards, I always liked that idea and like the snowboard cross stuff. But then to think like that you could do it on ice was just so cool. And then when we had such a big open area, and by plowing the snow, I could kind of make a track. It was on
Yeah.
flat ground, but it was just kind of cool.
No, it's
I don't
still,
know,
yeah,
for
it was
me
fun.
anyways.
People liked
But,
it. We
yeah.
skated it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So the story, anyways, is it was just me out there plowing one day. It was getting
Yeah.
late, so I was like, "Okay, time to go." I had my truck parked down in a ditch with the ramp like coming off, so it wasn't
Yeah.
as steep because the blade on the quad would catch the ramp if it was too steep.
Right.
So my truck's at a little bit of an angle. Just
Like,
'cause I was parked
Down towards the front of the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the back is higher, just the way I was parked.
Yeah.
And Dad's quad doesn't have the greatest of brakes.
Or any at all.
Yeah. And I had some pretty big winter mitts on,
Okay.
so I was backing the quad up, backed it up the ramp, just kind of crest the tailgate with the front wheels, and it starts to roll back.
Yeah.
So I go to squeeze the brakes, and you got to use all three brakes
Yeah.
in order for you to stop. So I go to grab them all, and my little web here of my huge mitt taps the gas, and I shoot back and just shatter my back window of my truck. Just completely shattered it.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
because
was pissed. I tell you, I was mad.
what did you do? Were you like jumping around,
Yelled and
swearing, and
screamed, yeah.
all by yourself?
I was so like not even that like like just it was just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't believe like I did that. Like oh my
Yeah.
god, like you see the videos of all the guys like ramping into the box of the
Yeah.
truck and I'm just like, "Oh boy."
Thinking back to that situation, what would you have done differently to avoid that?
Honestly, nothing. I don't know.
I just think about with driving that quad in the bush, like anytime you're like going downhill and you're trying to stop downhill, but you can't because you don't have brakes, it was always just like slap it in reverse and just like kind of drive slowly back up the hill because you can't stop.
Yeah, that's good for the transmission.
That's what I would have done though. If you were like backing up and you started going back and you're like, oh, I have no brakes, I would just pop her into first gear and pull forward.
Yeah,
You gotta be quick thinking though.
you do. I got the window fixed, replaced in like 2 days. So
Yeah, that's right. Because you just went to a wrecker, right?
yeah, I got a window and then went to Hyper Glass and got some window goo stuff.
Yeah.
Had her
But that
fixed
just
up in no time.
that just makes you realize, like, you see all the videos on YouTube, especially the guys on sleds who think they need a lot of speed and they just launch like over their truck.
Uh-huh.
You're wondering like, how the hell does that happen? But then yeah, you think about it, like big gloves and stuff, and next thing you know, you're whoop.
It happens.
That's
Let
crazy.
me tell you, it happens.
That's funny, actually. Actually, that brings me to one thing. Um, so I was gonna save this for an episode that is like all about maybe not even secrets, but things we never told each other or whatever. But I'm just gonna
Mhm.
break it out right now. Until your recent vehicles, I've pretty much crashed or put in the ditch every vehicle that you've owned.
See, I know of one.
Yeah, okay, so that one we ended up telling you. But I'm gonna tell those stories real quick. So
Go
actually
ahead.
the best part is Buzz Lightyear was with me for both of them. So
I'm not gonna let you guys use my vehicles anymore. So two of you have some bad luck apparently.
okay, hold on. So the first one we ended up telling you about, but it was with the probe, the Ford probe. You would probably, I don't know if you just got it or you had it for a while, but I came back from first year university to High Prairie for Christmas, and we were going to like the school formal. You were still in high school.
I was.
Buzz Lightyear comes from Peace River. We meet up. We go to this formal, and at some point, we're just like, "Yeah, we're gonna run to Max. Like, can we take your probe?" Because we were so psyched on how cool that car was.
Oh, pretty cool
And
car. Had little
it
pop-up
was,
headlights and everything.
yeah. But it was
wicked.
me. It was me, Buzz Lightyear, and our buddy from the basketball team. You know who I'm talking about.
I know.
And so I think we did go to Max, and then Buzz Lightyear's driving. He's like, let's go take it down the back roads by my old place. And I was like, okay, let's go check out like your old house, whatever. So it's like 5 minutes out of town. And you remember at the racetrack at their old place, we would always do this thing where you were driving around and then the passenger rips the e-brake and you have to like learn to correct or whatever, because we were just goofing around in the backfield pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going down the back roads. They were definitely snow covered, but they weren't super icy. But I was just like, hey, Buzz Lightyear, you gotta react. Are you ready? And he's just like, wait, what? And I ripped the e-brake and I put it down like really quick, but that just sent us into a tiny skid. And then he started to correct. And then it was just like, nope, nope, nope. And we weren't even going fast. We were doing like 50. But we spin 180 and just like back right down into the ditch. It was like slow-mo. Anyways, this tiny car is never going to make it out of the ditch. So we didn't want to tell you, so we called other buddy. And all three of us are in like fancy shoes, dress shoes, and nice clothes. And we're like standing in knee-deep snow in the ditch. And this SUV drives by, and it's this old man. He's like, that's a funny place to park a car. And that's all he said. And he takes off. We're just like, what the heck?
He's just like, oh, I can't help you guys, but I'm going to make fun of you.
So he obviously couldn't help us. Buddy shows up in his piddly little car with no tow rope. So we're just like, wow, so why are you out here? Bring a truck, bring a tow rope, something. Did I just say somebody's name?
No.
I think I did. Dang. Okay. Anyways. So the four of us are just like, okay, we're just gonna have to push it. So we all get behind this car. Buddy's driving. Oh, I said his name again. Okay, I am saying his name.
Oh shit.
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. We all pushed this car, and we actually got it out just by pushing it and trying not to spin the wheels or whatever, and it came out no problem. But then we all get back to formal, soaking wet from the knees down, and we just kind of tried to hide it. I can't remember how long we hid that from you before we ended up telling you.
Yeah, like I think a couple of years at least.
It never wrecked anything, obviously. It was really slow-mo, backed her into the ditch, not a big deal, but it was just funny. Stupid on my part. But the next time was just last year. Can you hear the cat? The cat's meowing like crazy.
I can hear it, but I don't know what your mic's picking up.
Give me 1 second, because she's just getting annoying. Okay,
What's her name? Chloe or Zoe? Chloe?
Yeah. She's going to be freaking out in another 5 minutes because she wants to come back in. Anyways, the second time was just a year ago in November.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Buzz Lightyear, Swifty, and I were down from the city, and we were hunting deer.
Yeah.
It was the morning that I had just shot my deer. We took it home, skinned it and everything, and we're like, okay, we're going to take it out to Heart River Meats, like way out in...
I know.
Yeah, loaded up the deer. Me and Buzz Lightyear going out there to unload this thing. Get out there, unload it, and do you know where Heart River Meats is?
I do. I had to pick your deer up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't remember that. I thought it was dead.
Come on.
We came out from their driveway onto the gravel road, and we were just going straight down the gravel road, but there was like a skiff of snow. It had snowed the first day that we were hunting.
Yeah.
And I was
tires
just like...
on that truck are not good either.
I was just like, ooh, let's do some drifts. So we did like a little tiny fishtail.
Uh-huh.
And then brought it straight. And then I wasn't even trying to drift. And just trying to speed up again from drifting. And the back end broke loose. It was the exact same spin.
Is that 10 minutes?
That's already 10 minutes, yeah. Check your camera.
Check.
We got to make sure that McKoy man here doesn't disappear again, because he has every episode since. You good?
I just started and stopped it, so
okay,
we should be okay for another 10 minutes.
Here goes another 10 minutes. I forgot to mention, obviously, we were in your truck, your greenish blue truck.
I figured.
Because that was the hunting truck after you got your car.
Uh-huh.
So, do a tiny drift, same exact motion. We go around 180 and just back into this ditch. We were going a little bit faster, but again, there's a skiff of snow. Buzz Lightyear's just freaking out. He's like, whoa, man. He's grabbing onto everything. And then, what?
I could just picture that. That's funny. You guys just freaking out.
Yeah, we just put her into four-wheel drive, drove out of the ditch, and kept going. And then we didn't tell you again.
Was it that was the same time you guys were up and you were in Swift's truck and you got stuck out at the lease?
Yeah.
I came like bombing through the snow.
That was the same trip.
Truck. Yeah.
That was like the next day or something.
Nice.
And then of course, my man Buzz Lightyear has told me some stories about going to work in the city. And he's like, I'm coming down onto the exit on the Henday, and I'm just hauling ass. And he said he loses traction, spins out, hits the ditch. I don't know if it was on the fly or not. He just says, slams her into four-wheel drive, and he just motors back out onto the highway, keeps going.
I hit the ditch in my truck.
Really?
Yeah, it was me and two buddies who were out like in the middle of the night just drifting back roads. We took one.
Mom and Dad are gonna love this episode.
Probably. There's a good amount of snow too, like not on the roads but in the ditches.
Yeah.
And I was in two-wheel drive. Obviously, I was drifting. Took it. Went too hard of a drift. Like wasn't able to bring it back, and started going down into the ditch.
Yeah.
And was just said, well, screw it, floored it into the ditch, floored it through the ditch, and then back up onto the road.
In 2-wheel drive?
All in 2-wheel drive.
That is wild.
It was great.
What was I just thinking before you said that?
Hi.
Oh, yeah. So then Swifty he buries his truck. But that's because,
You broke through some ice, didn't you?
well, it had snowed like 2 days before and just a skiff.
Yeah.
So it's not really cold. Nothing's froze over. And we're coming back. I'm pretty sure this is when we just shot Buzz Lightyear's deer. So we're coming back out of the field, and I'm like, hey, it's pretty low there. You should stay close to the trees. He's like, nah, this truck never gets stuck. And he'd been saying that all day because we were bombing around in the snow and stuff. He's like, this truck never gets stuck. But of course, he's got slick tires on, and his truck's fairly low. And yeah, right into this low spot, and there's mud underneath the snow. Buries it in like a good amount of snow and mud.
Yeah, he was down in not just snow, like
Yeah.
he broke.
And so I think it was like a couple months before he was on a construction site, backed into a hole and tore off his running board.
One of them.
Yeah, one of his running boards. And then we had to call you. You come out there in the trusty truck that I just put in the ditch the day before, and hooked up to us. Took quite a few runs, but you actually got us going. But of course,
I think we went back even. I think I pulled you back out of it, didn't I?
yeah, you did.
Yeah, because you never would have made it forward.
Never would have went forward. You pulled us backwards though, and his running board,
Yeah.
his last one gets caught. And I think Buzz Lightyear's yelling like, whoa, whoa, you caught the running board. I'm just like, no, floor it, get this guy out of here. He doesn't have one on the other side. Rip that one right off.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. What a guy. This truck never gets stuck.
Since we're talking about like snow
Yep.
stuff and stuff along those lines.
Yeah.
Me and my 3 best buds
Yeah.
went bowling at the bowling alley in Manilda.
Yeah.
And it was like a Saturday or something, Friday night, Saturday night. Bowled. It was great. Had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We were leaving. We were in my one friend's little Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he driving?
Yeah.
Stick shift?
So, yeah. Yeah, I think it was the stick. Maybe not. It could have been the other one. Either way, it was a Toyota Corolla. So, it had snowed while we were in the bowling alley.
Yeah.
So, there's like a little skiff of snow on the roads. I was like, hey, pop your trunk. I'll hang on to the back of the car and like ski behind it in my shoes.
Such a bad idea, but
so bad. Other buddy's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that with you. So it's like, okay, like sick, like don't don't go crazy fast. He's like, okay, I won't. So he's driving. The one friend, he's Filipino.
Yeah.
The other friend is in the front seat. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know names for him, but and then me and my roommate.
Yeah.
Are hanging onto the back.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, we're ready. Like, go ahead. So he like takes off, and he's going pretty slow, maybe like 10 kilometers.
Just around the parking lot, or what?
No, like down a road in Anilda.
Oh, okay.
And then he starts to speed up. And he gets like faster and faster and faster, and we're like, "Oh man, this is crazy!"
But you guys are still dragging good.
We're still holding on. We're still going. And
Yeah.
he's, like we found out after that at this point he was going like 30 kilometers an hour.
Oh, that's pretty fast.
Pretty fast to be like hanging onto the back of a car.
Yeah.
So we're like both my roommate and I are like, oh, okay, this is sketchy. So we let go and try and run it out, and both just tumble and roll and
that would hurt.
pop back up. It did. It was just like just bumps and bruises and nothing, but like yeah. So we pop back up. Trunk's still open, so I hit it on the way by. We hop in. He's like, man, like that, it was crazy. Like, yeah, roommate and I are like, oh, like that hurt. Oh man, like we're just real sore. uh, Driver was like, you guys close the trunk? I was like, yeah, we closed the trunk. We're good. We take off, heading back to town, and there's that, uh, right by the planes plant.
Yep.
There used to be like a pretty good little bump, and we hit the
Oh,
bump, and I hear something, and I look back, and the trunk's flapping.
Really?
Yeah, my roommate sitting beside me notices that too, and we both kind of like look at each other like, oh man, trunk's open. Driver doesn't notice. We get back to our place, park. I just hop out and like slam the trunk shut. He's like, I thought you said that was closed. I was like, it was. Don't worry about it. It's just full of snow in the back.
Really? It blew in there.
And then my roommate lost his truck keys when he fell.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
he fell out of his pocket. He couldn't find them. We like went back to the bowling alley. We're like, hey, there are like keys here. Like, did we
Yeah.
leave his keys there? They're like,
You
oh,
never
like,
found
come
him?
look. No.
Oh.
We like went and drove back where we like fell and like couldn't find.
Is that
him.
for his new truck?
No,
Oh, his old one. Okay.
his green one.
That reminds me kind of another story with Swifty Man. We were at oh no, I gotta find a nickname. Well, I don't know if you know his middle name, but his middle name is Leslie, so I want to
Mhm.
call him Leslie. Yeah, okay. So
Mhm.
we're at Leslie's house in Sherwood Park when they were living there.
Yeah.
Me and Swifty go there for a poker game, and it had just snowed like a lot, like almost a foot, and none of the roads were plowed. He lived in like the trailer park, so there's snow everywhere. And we played poker, but then we were just like, man, like there's so much snow, we gotta go snowboarding. That'd be awesome. Go snowboard behind the truck. And Swifty's like, yeah, like we could use my truck for sure. Blah blah blah. But Leslie doesn't have any kind of rope. We're like, what the hell? How do you not have rope?
Mhm.
Anyways, he ends up having this old strand of Christmas lights that he got from like this old lady next door or whatever, and they're like the glass bulb type.
Oh yeah.
So instantly, Swifty goes, "Hey, I got a 12-volt like plug-in in my truck. We could plug those in and use them as a rope, and they'd be lit up, and it'd be super Christmassy." So we ended up. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Leslie who was snowboarding. I was
Uh-huh.
videotaping in the back. Swifty's driving, and of course that's never good when Swifty's driving. So he's all over the road. We're just tearing up this trailer park. But it looked so awesome because it's just like this string of lit up lights, and
Uh-huh.
the snowboarder just shredding like right beside cars down the middle of the road.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, it was pretty
awesome.
funny.
Was
Yeah,
that for another check thing?
yeah. Check your thing. What did you reduce the quality to? Hello.
Uh, what did I do? Like 480, I think.
We're still recording. Please be professional.
Yeah, I think 480.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was it at before? 720 or 1080?
720 60 frame though, so
Oh, okay. Anyways,
no, it's just 480 30. So
we're at about 25 minutes. I'm gonna say let's just jump to a quote of the episode here and peace out. I think I've got a good one.
yeah, well, we all know how your last one was.
Okay, this one is this one can be applied,
Go ahead.
and it's kind of cool. It's by I'm gonna butcher the last name, Vinny Pazienza, the boxer. Vinny
Oh
Paz,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Tasmanian Devil. Yeah, cool.
yeah.
I watched the movie Bleed for this. I think that's Shia LaBeouf. No, Miles Teller.
Uh-huh.
Really good movie because it's about the boxer Vinny Pazienza boxes Roberto Duran, and there's a movie about Roberto Duran fighting Vinny Paz. So there's like you can watch both perspectives. It's kind of cool. But anyways, he says, really short and sweet. you don't have to beat anybody but yourself. And I just think a lot of times, especially in this today's day and age, we get so caught up on trying to have what this person has or beat this person's statistics, or and it's
Oh
really more
yeah.
about just progressing and bettering yourself than anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if we can all just
Yeah.
focus on bettering
Yeah,
ourselves, then
that's actually a good quote. Good job.
thank you. I bettered myself from the last
It's
one.
yeah, it's definitely a big thing to just if you can be happy, then you know
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
better
and
than
it's
not
it's
being
so
happy.
important. I kind of went through that recently where like with this new move, for some reason all that's been on my mind is like future and being able to buy a house one day. So like saving money, and it's hard to convince yourself to have fun in the mountains when all you want to do is save money, but each time you go snowboarding it costs $100 and some.
Yep.
But I'm just kind of like, you know what? What's going to make me happy right now is spending my money snowboarding, like living it up while I'm here, because I don't plan on being here forever. And
Uh huh.
then we worry about the future in the future, man, because right now all I got to worry about is having fun today, tomorrow,
Definitely.
and yeah.
'Cause you know, I know this would be me, so I'll speak for myself. I won't speak for like you or anyone else. But like,
Yeah.
if I was 40 years old sitting in my mansion because I saved up all my money and
Yeah.
I just worked and looking back at like stuff that I've recently done, if I like didn't do that to save, like I would have wished that I had done that. There would be
Well, and that's the
regret there.
thing. Like the whole I honestly hate the saying YOLO, but it speaks true to the sense that you have to do the physically active things while you're young, and you have to do the things that involve or like that can't involve being tied down to a family when you're young, because as soon as you have kids or you have like a house and mortgage responsibilities, blah blah blah, you can't just go
Mhm.
snowboarding every weekend, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And those are things that I think you're going to take for granted once like once I settle down and buy a house and stuff. You're going to wish, oh, when I was living in the mountains I should have snowboarded every day.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just time to let go of those. Like I have so much anxiety around money and saving and stuff, but
Mhm.
so long as you're reasonable with it, might as well live it up, right?
Yeah, take the time you got now to do what you want.
Exactly. And with
Cool.
that, we conclude